There we go. That's a little bit better. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings. Please be patient with me as I get all my stuff together. It's been a long week for me. A lot of work. In fact, after the episode today, I'll be doing even more work. But that's okay. Blagtooth says that he doesn't see me. Can anyone see me? Shoot says that he can see me. That's great. One viewer resubscribed while I was away. That's excellent. Imagine Justin can see me, and presumably can hear me as well. That's good. Well, I inhaled my dinner. My wife had a number of appointments outside the home today. Gavin had a number of different classes. She had to go shopping. So she didn't get home to cook until it was nearly showtime. Alright, let's see. Wow. Is my internet connection slow today? Gentleman Badger asks, how has your week been? It's been pretty doggone crazy, but good. I can't complain. There we go. Fiddling with volume levels here. No, it's been good. I've been pretty preoccupied with work, but I got to go out for a really nice dinner last night. So you all remember Mark Pfaff, the fine fellow who voices Staghorn and Lacey in my movies. I met up with him for the first time in, gosh, it's been a few years actually. And we went to a German pub. And we had some German sausages and big old gallons of German beer. It was nice. Also, those of you wanting me to play different games will be happy. I purchased and beat StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm. I know, it's an old game. It's a couple of years old now. But I played Wings of Liberty when it came out. And I hadn't played Heart of the Swarm yet, so when the Protoss expansion video came out, I had to go, alright, this is it. I gotta finally get on the ball and play this. So I've been playing it, tinkering with it. But, you know, the thing is, I finished it really quickly. I'm not playing it a lot. I mean, I played it maybe an hour each night for about 5 days. And then I beat it. I was like, wow, okay. It seems to have gone by fairly quickly. Alright, getting some lag in here. Okay, what episode is this? Did I say what it was? I published last week's episode. I believe it was 319, or was last week 320? No lag on your end, says Gentleman Badger. Well, that's good. According to my records, last week was 319. Which means that this week is 320, right? Yes, so September 10th, we did episode 319. That was last week. Today's the 17th. We are doing episode 320. So welcome, one and everyone, to episode 320 of this week's of Scotch and Smoke Rings. I've been so busy that I forgot to do my Tavern Brawl video this week. Alright, I should probably tell the world that I'm streaming. Okay. Streaming. Live episode 320 of Scotch and Smoke Rings. And it's sent. Awesome. Good to go. Alright, let me close down my other distractions so that I can focus. Minimize, 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 minimize. I'm one of those guys that has 15 folders up on his computer and each browser has 30 tabs. Yeah. And we have this instant messenger program for work. And the funny thing, though, is that every time you get a new message, it opens up a new window. So if I get, I don't know, say 20 different messages from coworkers during the work week, that's 20 different windows that are popping up just for this app. And so now I have to go through and close them each individually, one by one. And I'm still closing windows right now. Oh my gosh. Okay, everything's closed. I'm broadcasting. I'm good to go. Where's my scotch? Imagine Justin asks, are you going to be showing it tonight? Probably not. I mean, my relationship with StarCraft 2 is complex. I like it, but it's not different enough from the original StarCraft for me to be like, wow, this is some amazing gameplay. When I was young, 18, 19 years old, and the original StarCraft came out, and then we had Brood War and all the expansions. Boy, I was into it. My friends and I, we would get together, and we would hook up all our computers, and we would have LAN parties where we were battling each other, and we would order pizza. I have very fond memories of the original StarCraft. I was on the original BattleNet. And as StarCraft 2 comes out, and I bought it for the story. I just really wanted to know how the story turned out. And I played Wings of Liberty, and I had fun. Don't get me wrong, I did have fun. I enjoyed myself. I smoked a cigar while Raynor and Uther were sitting there smoking cigars. It's not Uther. What's his name? I don't even remember his name. Heroes of the Storm players probably know. Anyway, I had a great time, but, the gameplay wasn't revolutionary. I walked right into it. And, kudos to Blizzard. Tychus. Thank you, shoot. Tychus. I walked right into it. I hadn't played the game in like 10 years. I had not played an RTS, a StarCraft game in 10 some odd years. I buy StarCraft 2 and I'm immediately back where I was. I could play it. I understood it. I understood everything. I'm collecting crystals, Vespian gas, building all my units, and I remembered all the hotkeys from like 10 years ago, from like 1998, 1999. Earlier than that. And it was easy. But I didn't... It still had the same feel as StarCraft. So I didn't walk away thinking, oh wow, I've played a completely new game. I walked away going, oh yeah, so it's another expansion of StarCraft. What race was I back in Brood War? Terran. I was always the Terran. My brother was always Protoss. And my childhood friend named Mike was always the Zerg. And so it actually went together really well. We all chose the race we liked best. We got together, we hooked up our computers, had LAN parties, ordered pizza, and just destroyed each other. I was the worst player. My brother was the best. He always played Protoss, and he would always end the game with 50 gazillion carriers and all their little shuttles. I would have an army of siege tanks and Yamato cannon cruise ships. And I'd get destroyed. I was horrible at the game. But the campaigns were always easy. I was good at the campaigns, and I did okay on Battle.net. Alright, cheers, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Blacktooth says, I wish I could drink with you, Ox, but I suffered heat exhaustion today, and alcohol is not a good idea right now. No, that's very true. Please take care of yourself, Blacktooth. Cheers. Sheet says, well, Oxhorn, if you do buy Legacy of the Void, you get 1, the story, and 2, Artanis free in Heroes of the Storm. I mean, yeah, I'm going to get Legacy of the Void, but I think I'll probably wait until it's cheaper. Like, I only paid $20 for Heart of the Swarm. That's what happens when you buy a game 2 years late. It was great. It was $20, and I got the story, and it was short. Man, I was surprised how short the story was. Gentleman Badger says, did you one-shot the Queen of Blades? I don't even remember. That was so long ago. Shade5 says, Heart of the Swarm cinematic was amazing, can't lie. Yeah, so was the Legacy of the Void, or Into the Void, or whatever the new expansion's called. That Protoss cinematic that they released earlier this week, I shared it on social media, and boy, that was amazing. It was one of the cinematics where, towards the end there, I can feel the tears welling up as I sit there astounded by the beauty of the cinematic masterpiece that I am watching. It was great, and you know, I went and did a little research, and Chris Metzen said that he is wanting to make this final installment of StarCraft 2 that focuses on the Protoss. He wants it to feel a lot like the last stand of the Spartans at Thermopylae, like the movie 300. And you definitely get that impression in the cinematic trailer, right? You have all this small band of Protoss against the entire Zerg army, and you see sacrifice and death, honorable death on the battlefield, and all sorts of stuff like that. You're sitting there going, oh, it's so beautiful, it's gorgeous. That's what I'm doing. I'm watching it over and over again, and I'm on Twitter going, it's amazing, it's beautiful, I just can't get over the cinematic. That's what happens when it's late at night, you have a Scotch, you have Twitter, and the interwebs. Shade says, it's so great to finally see an Archon in a cinematic. Yeah! Yeah, when he goes, power overwhelming, I'm sitting there going, yeah! Yeah! The inner geek that I try so hard to contain just came out at that moment and was like, rah! Power overwhelming! I was a big StarCraft 2 fan when I was younger, and I still like it, but I do it more for the story now. So, to answer your question, wow, this has been a very long answer to your question. I probably won't be playing StarCraft 2 tonight. Well, let's do some Hearthstone a little bit later on. They've got a new Tavern Brawl out, which looks like a lot of fun. It's the same one they did a while ago, which was double portals or portal overload or something like that. Man, I'm... All right. I gotta focus. Man, what a week. The week has been crazy. Just work, nothing astounding, just work. Cigar Hawk says, I still can't watch the Totes show on Twitch. Is anyone else having problems? Dwayne says, what you smoking? I'm smoking a La Aurora y Leon, Cameroon. Torpedo. Looked like this before I cut it. Derpinite Gaming says, so what, did you have a big project due, Ox? Yes and no. So I'm in charge of marketing for the company that I work for. And there are just so many different things that are all coming together at once. I had to host a webinar today. We're finishing up a webinar portal on our website where we're going to be publishing webinars. We've got 3 or 4 ebooks ready to go that we've already published, or that we've already finished, that we're getting ready to publish. New blog posts coming out. I have to be in charge of all the content that's being created. Then we're doing online advertising, and I'm trying to manage the online advertising spending that we're doing, creating advertisements that are visual for the display advertising, then bidding on keywords for the search engine advertising. And then we got some press releases coming out, and then I got to do the copy, doing copy for all of the emails that we automatically send out, and then I'm doing some email marketing. It's just a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. And this week, it's kind of all hit me, and I'm like, oh, but I'm doing okay. Shiot says, in case you weren't aware from StarCraft 2, Protoss can warp in units to a pylon. Yeah, I kind of got that from the cinematic. I was watching it and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's not from the original StarCraft. Must be a StarCraft 2 thing. Blacktooth says, Ox, have you ever tried Cigar-Wise and Avenue Maria Knights Templar? I personally enjoy them. What are your thoughts? I have never tried it before, but it does sound sounds interesting. I'll have to look it up. Greg Hartung says, Ox, is there any chance you could gather the family and record more nifty tunes? Sadly, no. This was recorded back in like 2007, 2008, and since then we've sadly had a death in the family that makes the band no longer possible. Also, my papa is getting older. He's like 85, 86 years old, and his trumpet chops were not what they once were. So the band has since disbanded, but lots of fond memories, and I enjoy listening to this music because it reminds me of how happy they were playing together. Derp Knight Gaming says, how's the family? The family's doing really well. The little girl is teething, which is why you probably will hear her cry in the background. She's having a really tough time with it. We've given her Tylenol. We gave her some like cold slushy to chew on to try and numb the pain, but her teeth are coming in and she's becoming a big girl, and so she's going to be feeling a little bit of pain, and so she's been kind of whimpering and whining all day. Gavin was asleep. He had a big day. It was the first day of preschool today, and He also had another class today, so he's sleeping on the couch right now. He's had a long day. Hey, Cigarox, good. I'm glad it's working. All right. I didn't do This Week in the Universe this week in the universe because I'm still kind of recovering. I still have a lot to... I'm not going to talk about work. I have to generate some reports tonight. All right. So no This Week in the Universe. I'm too tired. What are we smoking today, Oxhorn? I'm smoking a La Aurora y Leon Cameroon. It's a torpedo-shaped cigar. It's Churchill size, but it's got a torpedo shape to it. It's one of my favorite cigars to date. Famous cigar shop, which is pretty doggone delicious. Cigarox says, happy, happy, happy. Indeed, that's my mantra to sort of get me into the vibe. Alright, we've got some recorded messages, though, and it would be bad of me to skip them. So first on the program is Madman Max. What piece of historic trivia do you have for me today?
Greetings, Oxford. It's the fair Madman Max here today. We are going with dragons in our mythological journey across the world.
Okay.
I want to know the difference between red, black, blue, green, and white dragons.
In what context?
We all know what red dragons are well known for. What are the other four known for?
Like in fantasy or what?
And where would such great beasts live? Note that each type of dragon has a different need when it comes to a home. So,
are we talking Warcraft?
Have fun with this one, Oxford.
Are we talking...
Enjoy your Scotch and chin chin.
Arthurian legend? Are we talking Norse mythology? Are we talking Game of Thrones? Like, what's the context of this question, Madman Max? I mean, there are a lot of dragons, right? I mean, if I were to sit here and think, I'd go, okay, red dragons are fire dragons, blue dragons are water dragons, black dragons are death dragons, and green dragons are like poison dragons. Madman Max says, no normal dragons, dragons in general. There is no normal dragon because it's a mythological creature, right? So if we're going to be talking about it, we have no foundation from which to base our normalcy of dragons unless we're ascribing to a specific fanciful world. Like the Tolkien dragons are going to be completely different from the Pokemon dragons, right? Alright, moving on. Let's go to Jonath. Jonath, you're on the program today. What is on your mind, good sir?
Greetings, Oxhorn. This is Jonath. How are you doing tonight, good sir?
Doing well.
I have a question for you.
Fruit.
Do you ever prepare meals for Nova Domina? And if so, what is your favorite meal to prepare for her? I look forward, as always, to tonight's show, sir. Stay classy.
Yeah. I mean, every now and then I will. Typically the meals that I make have to do with cooking brownies or making toasty sandwiches. PB&J. Sometimes I'll make tea or coffee. Sometimes I'll put water in the refrigerator and chill it and then give it to her to drink. I call it cold water. So there you go. Maybe I should come out with an Oxhorn cookbook. Waffles in cold water. Hey, somebody has a challenge for it, right? All right, next up is Andy the DK. You're on the program, good sir.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from Stormwind City, It's Quickfire Questions. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome those with the most. Here's Sandy the DK. Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to another exciting episode of everyone's favorite Scotch and Smoking's Thursday night segment. It's Quickfire Questions. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Quickfire Questions, where I, your humble host, Andy the DK, quiz our host of Scotch and Smoking's, Oxhorn, on some Heroes of the Storm, World of Warcraft, or Hearthstone trivia. Oxhorn, how are you doing tonight, my friend? I hope you are doing well, and I hope you are ready to get into some Quickfire Questions. Oxhorn, are you ready? Here we go. Tonight's topic is, can you name the Hearthstone cards by what they say when entering play? Question number 1. Quote from this card, I feel icky. Question number 2.
That's the disease.
Quote,
Leprechaun.
the gates are open. And question number 3.
Oh, yeah, that's
Quote, mind if I roll mead? Thank you, Ox, for listening, and thank you, everyone, for playing. Until next week, I am your host, Andy the DK, reminding you all to get your Murlocs spayed and or neutered.
Loot
Good night,
order.
everyone.
The second one is the 6-5 Taunt Alliance guy. The 6-5 Taunt. What's his name? But the Loot Order is the second one. The Leprechaun is the third one. The Leprechaun is the first one. So, all right, Madman. All right, I'm going to answer your question. All right, I'm going to say that red dragons are known for fire, gold dragons are known for. Oh, wait, okay, here we go. Madman has the answer for us. Black dragons are vile, evil-tempered, and obsessed with death. See, I said that earlier, Black Death. They live in okay, we're getting the entire bestiary here. They live in fetid, swampy habitats. Blue dragons are pensive, lawful, and vain. They live in hot, dry areas such as sandy deserts and steppes. Arid steppes. Red dragons are greedy and covetous and obsessed with increasing their treasure hoards. They live in warm habitats such as volcanoes or tropical islands. The green dragon is a belligerent creature and master of intrigue, politics, and backbiting. He is cruel. He prefers forests. White dragons are small and intelligent. They live in frigid, icy climates, usually Arctic areas, but sometimes very high mountains. Is that Dungeons and Dragons? Sounds interesting. Alright, couple serious questions here. This one's from Pringles. And he says, is mayonnaise an instrument? I'm sure that you could go onto YouTube and type in how to play mayonnaise. And there will be a result. So, in that sense, sure. Play your heart out of mayonnaise. Just say it. Try it. I want to know the answer. Okay. Draconica is where I got my information from, says Madman at Max 21. Okay. We're all smarter today, ladies and gentlemen. We know more about dragons than we did before. Alright, Hearthstone, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to get some Hearthstone up in this place. I am taking your challenges. I prefer to do Tavern Brawl today. But if you choose to do something else, that's fine.
It's good to see you.
Alright. I should probably... There we go. And you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to get Nightbot in the chat today. Let's fix that. There we go, just in case.
Raw versus Gul'dan.
Your soul shall be mine for Doomhammer.
Poor Golbreath. He did not want to see. He did not want to see Nightbot. Yeah, if you guys want to do regular matches, that's fine. I just prefer to do Tavern Brawl because it's new. Well, it's not new, but it's different. Oh no, Big Stacks, you didn't find... You did not find a YouTube video. Oh no, I'm gonna have to check that out. Sorry, 1 second. Oh no. Mayonnaise is not an instrument. Oh, it's a SpongeBob reference. No wonder I didn't get that. Gosh. How was I supposed to know that? I grew up in the 90s. We didn't have SpongeBob.
People, settle down. Okay now, how many of you have played musical instruments before?
Do instruments of torture count?
No.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
No, Patrick, mayonnaise is not an instrument. Horseradish is not an instrument either.
Okay. I don't know these millennial references. Shoot. Man, when I was a kid, people were watching the X-Men cartoons and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Not SpongeBob Mayonnaise Pants or whatever his name is. Oh! Fancy Badger! Fancy Badger, what are you doing to me? Well, time to make your life complicated. Well... Big Stack says, sorry, we're in different generations. Yeah, I know. Your music these days. Oh! Gosh, I'm getting old. What is going on here? Yeah, I could use that. Sure. Madman Max says, Oxhorn, if you get a second taunt, please say, I shall taunt you a second time. John Cleese does it best. I got SpongeBob rolled. That's what happened here. Well, Bubkus. Big Stacks 2 says, look, I'm no fan of modern music either. I'd rather listen to Lacey sing. Whoa, that is saying something, though. That is saying something. Oh, I hate that thing. Dread steed of annoyingness is what that is. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have no idea what that means, Fancy Badger. Hold on, Geofo. What's a Geofo? Ah! You and your blasted imps. Right. Eat it! Ha ha ha! Yes, yes, yes. Dr. Boom, Dr. Doom!
Soldiers of the cold dark, obey the call of Kel'Thuzad.
I shall bring you rest.
Elements guide me.
Yeah, let's try that. Cross your fingers. Oh! Ah! No! Ugh! Curses and spite. Ah! And there goes my guy. Doggone it all. Well, phooey. Fancy Badger says, curse and spite, and then there's the gnome. That's true. 5 curses and spite live in each gnome. This truth can't be ignored. And he did summon a gnome. That's right, you guys are connecting. Rubbish. Et tvo tre fiora.
My seal for Argon.
Food for others.
Alright. It's even Steven. Ah! Oh, man. Mal'Ganis. Gosh, you're really making great use of your little knife juggler there. Holy cow! What the?
Get in there! Fight, maggot!
To the breach!
Well done. Well played. Madman Max says, Ox, that horse is OP. Tell me about it. I hate that horse. I seem to see it in every single battle that I do in this blasted game. They pull out the Dreadsteed and I'm like, great! Well, there's something I'm going to have to deal with for the entire game. 2 Dreadsteeds! And then 2 more Dreadsteeds! Well played, Fancy Badger. You're just showing off at this point. That's what you're doing. You're just showing off. Oh, sorry. Shoot. Poor shoot. That's what happens when you type in all caps, my friend. Alright. What's up next? Greg Hartung! Alright, let's see here. I gotta get my mind. Nopsern says Nightbot went full face. Yes, this is what Nightbot did. Oh, interesting. What to do, what to do. That to do, ladies and gentlemen, that to do. Oh, Greg. What is thy strategy? Ooh, well played. Oh, well played there. Oh, frustrating. Ah, that's lame. And there's nothing I can do about that, you know? I can't silence it at any point because he's doing it in the middle of the... Alright. Yes, yes, yes. Do your filthy things. I say.
Your magic shall not save
Take this blade.
Not the Dreadsteed! You people and your Dreadsteeds. Get a lot of warlocks here. What can one do, I dare ask you? Alright, I could do that and that, but then I need that. Or I could do that and waste that, but then I could do that and have room for that, and that's what I'll do.
dark mage.
Take this blade.
Barely. Oh, no room for it! Ugh! My maths is bad! Ugh! I forgot. That's such a bad card to have as a shaman because you're taking up so much of the board. Greg! I know, I realize my board is full. Thank you. But that was... I mean... Okay. I don't need that. Seriously?
Take this blade.
Oh, of course I did it too. Oh. Wow, I deserve to lose this one. I absolutely deserve to lose this one. I did it twice. I did it twice. I know. I know. And then I get the chorus pointing out what I just... I know. I needed to kill one more. Oh, Dr. Boom! Oh! Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Show's got to go on pause here. My boy has decided to come on down and say hi. Hey, buddy, did you wake up? Sorry, Greg. Give me a second. Hey, little man. Did you wake up from your nap? Oh, are you okay? You okay, little man? You all right? Did you have a bad dream? You want some dinner? Yeah, okay. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to be back in like 10 minutes. Here. Come on. Yeah, go down. I'm going to go with you upstairs. I'll be right back. Let me... All right, hold on. I'll give you something to think about, Greg, while I'm gone. Be back. Boy. I'm coming. Don't you go anywhere. I'm coming. Hold on a minute there. Here we go. Hey, Greg. Good on you, my lad. So sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. As I told you, my daughter is teething right now, and Gavin woke up from his nap being very temperamental. So we calmed him down with some milk and a slice of bread, and he's watching his cartoons and having a good time. She's still crying, but my wife said that she'd let me know if she needed my help. So I'm okay right now. The kids are calmed down. That's good. Alright, trying to comprehend what has happened while I've been gone. And Greg, it looks like it's your turn, so... I have 26 health left, so you've been sparing me, Greg. I do appreciate this. Thank you. You waited for me to come back. And that's very kind. Oh, luck! Oh! Oh no! Holy cow, that's a lot of cards. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, shut up. Ah! Good gravy. Oh, I see. Fancy Badger and Greg Hartung are playing the same deck tonight. I get it. How's that for a fast way to add more to the board, huh? No! Oh. Ah! Let us see. I hate that guy. No! Oh man. That's lame. Well, whoo! It's even Steven. Oh! Well done! All he has to do is get that knife juggler in me once, and I'm done. you play a dirty game, Greg. You play a dirty game. Jeepers. Please healing totem, please healing totem, please healing totem. No! Ugh! Alright. Yep. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, in the face! In the face! Glory! Ultimate glory! Oh, well done, Greg Hartung. Golly, you had me going there. And kudos to you being a gentleman and waiting until I got back from the real life emergency. That took bravery, that took class, that took character and charisma. My friend, my hat is off to you. Cheers. Greg Hartung says, dang it, conceded too late. Yeah. It took me a while to realize that I had a lethal there. All it would have took is that knife juggler to hit me with one of those arrows. I mean, how many minions did the two of us put down? And he never touched me once, and I only had 1 health left. So that was really, that was luck, was what that was. Excuse me.
Well met.
Imagine Justin, good to see you.
Reporting for duty.
And I was nervous there when I was killing the sludge guy, and then it spawned those 2 other taunts. Every single one of them did another knife juggler. I'm sitting there going, please don't get me, please don't get me. Talk about luck. Good night, Ghoul Breath. Pleasure to have had you on the show. Ah. You make me sad.
Let me think.
Patrick, mayonnaise is not an instrument.
Just had to hear that again. Remind myself. No, mayonnaise is not an instrument. I gotta know these things. Yes. Well, you're gonna send that back, aren't you? It's gonna go back into my kitty. So I might as well kill that. Oh, that's what that is. Okay, that works. Well, in that case.
The gates are open.
Ah, missed opportunity.
Your magic shall not save.
SoCal Kyle says, "Where are the 6 smoke rings, bro?" Sloth. Okay, well, let me answer that for you.
You shall not pass.
Are you down with the sickness?
You cannot stop the cloud here.
That was Finna Hella Dog, says SoCal Kyle.
Mage.
I'm glad. Right. Let us put a stop to this nonsense.
Don't worry, loves. The cavalry's here. Giddy up! Elements guide me.
Mage.
Mists quench you.
There we go. Oh no! Oh no! Oh. Chief Smash says gonna call it a night. I'll miss my he shimmy at the end. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. It's been a long week. Good night, Ox. Good night, chat room. Good night, Chief Smash. Great to have you on the program.
I dream the world
Dark mage.
Mists quench you.
Miss the shimmy. Gotcha. Well played, good sir.
I shall bring rest.
Well played. Right, so anyone wanting to do a tavern brawl? No tavern brawls today? Gosh. I wait all this time and then you guys both do it at the same moment. Big Stacks 2 says, oh Grad, I was RPing and the video got stuck buffering. Just realized Ox is back. Yeah, I've been back for a little bit. Sorry about that.
Thrall versus interruption. Victory or death for Doom.
Good luck, Valden! Pleasure to meet you on the field of battle. The gentleman badger says, I think people get salty when Blizzard reuses brawls. Yeah, I can see that. But this was one of their better ones, so I'm enjoying it. Right. I agree, Knopster, and I also liked the Unstable Portal one. No, you don't want to kill that guy. He's so small and harmless. Bummer.
Don't worry, lads. The cavalry's here.
Jarbanite Gaming says, it has also been a long week of college for me, so I will depart for the evening. Have a great weekend all, and I shall see you all next week. Stay classy. Indeed. Stay classy to you as well.
I am freed from the curse.
Knopstern says, I got 72 wins from last week's Tavern Brawl. Wow. You did better than me. I got 3. Last week's Tavern Brawl was difficult. I am not ashamed to say.
Your magic shall not save you.
Take this blade.
He likes the face. Well done.
Pain speak to me.
Valzan says, I just got a job. Yay! Hey, congratulations, Valzan. Ooh, well done.
I do.
No! Okay.
Get in there and fight, maggot.
I shall bring you
Well played.
Well played.
Alright, one more and then I'm going to head out for the evening, ladies and gentlemen. So who shall it be? All right. All right, it's a tavern brawl.
Greetings, friend.
Imagine Justin.
I've got the beast in my sights.
Lucky.
Can I help you, sir?
Poor Imagine Justin. He says, "What in bloating name is going on?" I know. It's. I'm getting lucky with the cards. We'll give you that. Definitely lucky with the cards. Poor guy. What? Why? What would you do? Why would you do that?
And put it on your head. Place it.
What are you doing? Okay. Well done, Imagine Justin. Well done. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time for a smoke ship. And I create a smoke ship based upon your suggestions. What would you like to see this evening? Okay, Shoot says, did you intentionally screw that up? Look, I won. What? Alright, what are your smoke ship suggestions, ladies and gentlemen? I'll do my very best to create a masterpiece. Oh, gotcha, grammatically. Okay. Elizabeth says, night. Good night, Elizabeth. Thanks for coming to the program. Read your giant smoke ship. Is it up here? Do I have to scroll up? Are you making me scroll up? I don't see anything. No smoke ships. I don't see it now. No, does anyone else see it? I do not see Shoot's smoke ship. Ah, it was too long. Okay. Here is Shoot's smoke ship. Oxhorn, standing with a group of classy people in suspenders, below a cliff, below a massive army of college bros in swag hats, preparing for a fight, class versus swag. A classy summoner comes in and begins summoning an object, and is attacked by 3 swag bombers, ultimately being stopped, but for the life of 1 class warrior. After a long battle, 2 class prophets become a class archon, and destroy a swag colossus. Oxhorn is left alone before thousands of college bros, and he prepares to make a final stand, when suddenly a giant derby hat appears, and classy people in suspenders begin warping in massively. And all the classy warriors charge forth, ready to fight swag, and show in the power of class with their smoke blades, and their suspenders being set to maximum stun, charging forth to take back the bacon stolen from them by the foul swag brothers. My life for bacon. I definitely see the inspiration, indeed. Well done, well done. Well, you have no competitors today, so it looks like yours is the winner. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Pay attention. The smoke ship will exist for a brief moment. Whoa! Did you see it? For the briefest of seconds, before your very eyes, were Oxhorn standing with a group of classy people in suspenders below a cliff below a massive army of college bros in swag hats, preparing for a fight, class versus swag. A swaggy summoner comes in and begins summoning an object and is attacked by 3 swag bombers, ultimately being stopped but for the life of 1 class warrior. After a long battle, 2 class prophets become a class archon, and destroying a swag colossus, Oxhorn is left alone before thousands of college bros. And he prepares to make a final stand when suddenly a giant derby hat appears and classy people in suspenders begin warping in massively, and all the classy warriors charge forth, ready to fight swag and show it the power of class, with their smoke blades and their suspenders being set to maximum stun, charging forth to take back the bacon stolen from them by the foul swag brothers. My life for bacon. While in the background, the cheerleaders were playing on their Mayo instruments. Well, thanks everybody for coming to this week's episode of Scotch and Smoking Rings, episode 320. It was a pleasure to fight alongside you and play alongside you as we championed Hearthstone today. Stay tuned for next week, same Ox time, same Ox channel for episode 321. Until then, I am going upstairs to rest for a little bit before I come back down here to work through the evening. All of you have a fantastic night, and I will see you next time. Until then, be sure, ladies and gentlemen, that each and every one of you stays classy.